If you have a liver disease, it can show up on your nails. If you have stress, anxiety, other problems, you have hormonal issues, it can happen as an acne. The massive myth around acne is it only happens in teenage. It doesn't happen in teenage, it can happen anytime. It can happen in your 60s as well.
Is gut health important for your skin?
The most important part, Pranav, we need to stop the inflammatory foods like breads, pizzas, pastas. All of this has to stop.
Also, Dr. Urvi, we have heard a lot of things on social media. There's glass skin, like a Korean glass skin concept that is coming in. People are applying, Indians are applying it on their skin, trying to work it out. What is it?
Pranav, there is nothing called as glass skin.
कोरियन स्किन केयर, ग्लास स्किन, CMS और ना जाने क्या क्या सुना होगा आपने, जिसको देखो आजकल डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट बना हुआ है। और इन्हीं मिथ्स को बर्स्ट करने के लिए और स्किन केयर को एक डीपर लेवल पे समझने के लिए आज हमने एक रिनाउंड डर्मेटोलॉजिस्ट को इनवाइट किया है। डॉक्टर उर्वी पांचाल विद ओवर 10 years of experience has extensive experience in surgical dermatology and advanced treatments for skin, hair, nail and anti-aging. Currently working as medical director for Ursa Skin and Aesthetics, she has gained hands-on experience with various organizations like Kaya Skincare and hospitals. आज डॉक्टर उर्वी के साथ हम अपनी स्किन को माइक्रोस्कोपिक लेवल पे जानने वाले हैं। लेजी स्किन केयर, ग्लास स्किन, डाइट, मेंटल हेल्थ इम्पैक्ट ऑन योर स्किन, बहुत कुछ जानने वाले हो आप आज द गट फील शो पे। Stay tuned till the end because this is a special one for all the skincare junkies. Hello, Dr. Urvi. Welcome to the Gut Feel Show.
Hi, Pranav. Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you so much for calling me in the show.
Most welcome. And I think this is a very important topic, and especially being a doctor, I would like to know a lot of things from you. This is sort of my personal consultation on a lot of skin doubts. I would like to begin with how to recognize your own skin and your own skin's needs, because we are not educated about it enough.
Yeah, that's a very good question to start with. So, as Indians, there's a scale of skin type. We Indians fall in the scale of 3 and 4. It's according to the color of our skin.
Okay.
Here, we get influenced with so many other products and so many things, but that's not working on our skin.
Yes.
So first, to understand the type of the skin is the most important thing. We also now don't understand whether we have an oily skin or a dry skin or a combination.
We keep on guessing.
Yes. So the active products in your skin routine might not work very good on your dry skin. It will make it more worse.
Absolutely.
But we don't understand that. So understanding the type of the skin that you have remains the first process of identifying.
That is like beginning with awareness.
Yes.
What skin type it is.
Yeah. So we all are so influenced that the same things will not work on every skin type. Our genetically, DNA, phenotypically thing onto the skin is very different. And every one single person is different from the other single person.
Yes.
But we don't understand that.
That brings me to a question, and which is why I'm getting you on the platform, is because doctors have that knowledge, which is the right influence.
Yeah.
And right now in today's social media time, we are all being influenced by random things. A lot of social media influence on skin is happening. A lot of influencers are passing on prescriptions so that people can buy things which are not available over the counter.
Yeah.
You must have heard a lot of things. You must have seen with patients.
Yes.
What is happening right now? Why is so much of experimenting being happening?
Yeah. So, okay, coming to the whole influencer thing, in India, because of the population and the people on influencers and YouTubes are so much, we are losing the whole essence of it. In India, the availability of the prescription medications are also easy. Which is very regulated in other parts of the world. But also what happens with Indian skin is because we're using so much now, we are literally using and abusing our skin.
Absolutely.
I have personally seen in the counters where over-the-counter drugs are very easily available. The prescription drugs are very easily available. Some influencers are just coming up to the show and telling you what all to use on your skin. See, even we two are sitting here, your skin and my skin is very different. What is going to work on your skin might not work on my skin. But also when the influencer talk about things, or if somebody's talking, there's a lot of different areas where the skin is glowing and shiny. There is a light effect, there's an editing effect, there is other effects. Just to to achieve that kind of a skin
Yeah.
onto the screen.
And maybe for a short duration.
Yeah, it's practically not possible for every influencer to convince somebody else to have the same skin routine. We cannot all have the same skin routine, but that's absolutely lost in this kind of an era.
I think it's working because of lack of knowledge and awareness. People are just
Yeah,
trying on things whichever is easily available
yeah,
or cheaply
yeah,
available, just
yeah,
experimenting. And I think a
yeah.
lot of people must be reaching you after a lot of damage.
I have seen in my practice where people come with 10 skincare products, a 10-step routine or a 20-step routine. And the problem is, you never know which step is causing what irritation to your
Yeah,
skin.
yeah.
You're damaging the barrier to your skin, absolute barrier. So skin is a layer which is protecting layer onto the body. Okay, if you're not using things nicely, you are absolutely shedding the superficial skin out, which is actually causing more damage, more
Yeah.
irritation, more burning, inflammation,
You're
reaction,
making yourself more vulnerable.
vulnerable. See, the pollution now is much worse.
Mm-hmm.
The environmental factors are already adding up. The epigenetics of it is already adding up.
Yes.
And then on top of it, we are using actives and whatnot, whatever anybody is telling you, you're using that on your skin. Everything is going to act up. It might look temporarily better for you, for your skin as of now. In the longer run, it's going to cause more damage than good.
So I think overall, this experimenting and I think the overall structure of dermatology needs to change. Like,
Yeah.
in what I mean by that is, people should understand the value of seeing a
Yes.
dermat first
Yes.
and then getting into a skin fixing
Yes.
routine,
Yes.
rather than experimenting with the world and then coming to a dermat finally because you've ruined your skin now.
Okay, so what is the role of a dermatologist
Yes.
here? We are basically trying to analyze your skin type. We are going to tell you which products are going to work and not work on your skin. What is the core issue why you're having it? It's just not on the superficial layer. What is there inside? There are a lot of inflammation conditions onto the body which can show up on your skin. There are a lot of internal reactions happening in your body which is showing up. If you have a liver disease, it can show up on your nails. If you have stress, anxiety, other problems, you have hormonal issues, it can happen as an acne. If you have other issues, it can happen to have the first signs will be hair loss. So these are your superior structures which will show you or give you the first signs.
Absolutely.
Also, the second point is we are medical practitioners. When we talk about practitioner, we have been practicing medicine. It's not like we are influencing anybody who has a very short-term
Like,
knowledge
it
of
is nothing experimental.
Exactly.
It is knowledge and tried and tested things in labs.
So any dermatologist will probably be having a degree for 8 years of study that you cannot achieve in some short time, and something that this has worked for a month on my skin and you should be using this. I would not be pro to that. The social media is now causing so much of the bubble around it. See, in India, we see a market of $600 billion for skincare products.
Wow.
All are not government regulated, all are not drug regulated, all are not FDA approved. We don't see that.
So I think there's a big loophole that a lot of influencers are using, and I think it is not actually going in the right direction because people might experiment, might ruin, and they might even not remember which advice they follow because there is nothing prescribed. You're just hearing from here and there, trying to experiment. Eventually, you don't even remember किस influencer की बात मैंने मानी थी or whatever am I following. I completely like the structure that we have of social media right now, but I think we need right influence.
The right to information should be a better way.
And I would like to highlight this, which you just mentioned. I think हमारा skin हमारी body का report card होता है. That is what you mean
True
to say.
that, yes.
Because I think बहुत doctors को skin देख के पता चल जाता है कि what problem is going on.
Yes.
So I think that is where also that skin analysis is very, very important.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you might also be looking for a skin glow, but you might be going through another bigger problem in life.
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes.
Also, Dr. Urvi, explain acne to me. Like, it's a major concern growing up for adolescence stages, for teenagers, for people joining their first job. A lot of people are worried about acne. What is it and where is it coming from?
So acne probably are four grades.
Okay.
There are four grades of acne. Grade one is a very small comedons that you don't really have any itching, any pain, nothing around it. The grade two is a little pus filled, will start developing, but it's not completely pus filled. Grade 3 is a little pus and red filled. That is a bacterial infection that has started onto the skin. And grade 4 is the bigger ones. They are very painful, they are inflammatory, and all of that. The massive myth around acne is it only happens in teenage. It doesn't happen in teenage, it can happen anytime. It can happen in your 60s as well. Now, acne has multifactorial reasons why you can develop an acne. Now, one of the major causes is definitely a hormonal change in the body. So, when you're moving towards the teenage, your hormones are at peak and all of that. So, it is showing up. It can also have a genetic concern. If your father has it, mother has it, grandparents would have had it, you would can develop acne. It could also just because of the epigenetics, the pollution, the air, and whatever we are breathing, and clogging the pores and unhygienic maintenance can cause acne. It could also relate to your dietary causes. So when we talk about the diet, these days we are all intaking high glycemic index foods.
Absolutely.
So when we talk about high glycemic, it's all carb rich. They are spiking the sugar levels. They are causing inflammation in the body, and that is how it develops into acne. The dairy substance, the consumption of oily and spicy food, the consumption of junk has gone up.
Yeah.
So all of this can cumulatively trigger an acne. So it's just not something that is just there onto your skin and is cosmetically not good looking. It's something which has a much deeper evidence of why it is happening onto your skin.
Yeah.
So understanding that becomes a very massive thing. We also don't associate acne with stress, but it is
Yes.
very well associated with the stress too.
Yeah.
So these days in the population that we see, they're sleeping late nights, they're waking up late nights, they're disrupting the circadian rhythm of the body. That can also trigger acne.
I think that body is not going through a linear stage. It
Yeah.
goes to a lot of spikes, high stress, low stress,
Yes.
no sleep, a lot of sleep. I think that a lot of turbulence goes on. And I think, do you agree that acne has become more of, like you mentioned, a lifestyle problem?
Absolutely,
and
yes.
diet?
Yes.
How important, I would like to ask now, is how important is gut then? Is gut health important for your skin?
Gut health is the most important part for your skin. You see just not the acne, you see a lot of inflammatory conditions rising from the acne, from your gut health. Also, as simple as the evidence we have seen, atopic dermatitis is a very common itchy condition in the kids. It develops because of the gut health. It starts the origination. So now we have started giving medications like probiotics in small kids. It's basically because of the inflammation into certain bacteria into your gut that is causing inflammation on your skin. When you come to the teenage, of course, all the unhygienic part of it, as well as junk and all the other foods that is triggering your acne, it can also trigger to a lot of weight gain, PCOS, and hormonal imbalances. Just not the acne, it can also happen to have pigmentation around your neck, underarms, and other areas of the body. All of that is related to the gut health.
I think, and are there any products that you would like to highlight? Like, for example, I personally have stopped taking milk because I was having inflammation issues because of that. Anything that you recommend is, or you suggest it might be causing, in general, inflammation in today's time, or anything that is packed for sure, I think is causing problem. But what do you suggest?
The most important part, Pranav, is to understand we need to stop the inflammatory foods.
Yes.
Now, these are probably all high glycemic index foods like breads, pizzas, pastas. All of this has to stop. Gluten-free diet. Gluten is one of the highest and the richest source which causes inflammation into the skin and body. So we need to stop gluten. The sugars have to be avoided. The spikes go really high and causes a lot of inflammation into the body. That has to go. Eating just a very clean diet, green leafy vegetables, fruits, vegetables, take your antioxidants. I've seen these days, I see a lot of patients in my practice where people will come with 10 tablets and they'll be like, okay, this is for my hair, this is for my skin, this is for my hair. You don't need so many things if you're intaking a good diet.
So I think by default, अगर लोग डाइट अच्छी ले रहे होंगे तो आई थिंक
It shows on your skin.
yeah, I think that
Yeah.
that you will sort of have a lot of people who actually don't have any skin
Yes.
issues.
So there is a concept called as a rainbow plate. So the more colorful the plate is, the food on that plate would be better for you. So
Like as they say, I think
antioxidants.
antioxidants are more colorful.
Yes. So all antioxidants, you don't have to consume antioxidants. You very well consume diet which are rich in
Yeah,
antioxidants.
yeah.
All green leafy vegetables, fish, omega fatty acids that you can get, all of this are through the diet.
Yeah.
When we talk about a vitamin A, carrots are a great source of vitamin A. Fish is a great source. Liver is a great source. When we talk about vitamin E, it's a great antioxidant to your skin. They're all derived from vegetable nutritions or any of the other good dietary intake. When we talk about vitamin B12 deficiencies, meat is great for your B12. When you talk about iron and supplements, all green leafy vegetables are good for your iron and supplements. We somehow miss to do this and we just start taking an antioxidant for your skin to breathe better. That doesn't work that way.
So first priority should be to fix and improve your diet,
Yeah,
and then get
absolutely.
on to
Yes.
supplements.
Yes.
Also, when it comes to diet, tell me something like a lot of people are moving to vegetarian diet and vegan diet
Yeah.
also because to avoid inflammation.
Inflammation.
Do you think the quality of non-veg has deteriorated, or in general, vegetarian diet is better for your health?
Absolutely, vegetarian is better because the digestion is easier.
Easier, okay.
The amount of antioxidants are better. The fibers are rich source of fibers as compared to the proteins or carbs. When you talk about the meat or chicken, these are more processed foods.
Yeah.
When we talk about processed foods, the problem is because they have more of preservatives added, there is a lot of sodium and nitrates into the diet. Now they are again causing inflammation to your body. There are no more any natural sources to procure and save them and have it very fresh.
You're getting everything frozen.
Exactly. So that preservatives is making it more worse. When we talk about vegetarian food or vegan is what? Vegan is basically not to have any dairy substance. Now, why are we talking about vegan is also because there's a lot of inflammation that happens. These days, even the milk are not very originated form. They are injected with oxytocin. That's a hormone which produces more milk, and we are consuming them.
So you're getting more hormones.
More hormonal changes, more issues, more inflammation.
So vegan diet is even better.
It's a better diet. It causes less bloating, less inflammation into your gut health. It makes your skin to have a better response, and also the digestion becomes very easy.
Yeah. Plus, you're eating more colorful things by default.
Plus, we also see these days we are more having, all of us have more of sedentary jobs. We are not working too much. Like initially, everybody used to consume all of these products and they were pretty okay with it.
But the physical workout
activity used to be more. Now we don't have that, but we are still consuming the same things. Plus, it is now more processed. Plus, it is now more not very organic. The concept of organic, we don't know where the source is.
Yeah, we don't know.
So I'll absolutely say vegetarian and vegan is the way to go.
Yeah. Plus, with sedentary lifestyle, with slow foods that will be slowly digested, it becomes a bigger problem.
Yes.
So I think one more thing, Dr. Urvi, like a lot of people don't even understand what inflammation is.
Yeah.
Can you explain how it works? What is inflammation and how it reacts on your skin?
So inflammation happens. It can happen in variety of forms. What is inflammation is there are certain cells in your body like TNF alpha and cytokines which increases.
Okay.
Now these, the moment they increase or they exponentially grow, they cause a lot of inflammation. Inflammation means the trigger response will be a highly inflammable skin. It could be itchy skin, it could be dry skin, it could be just inflammatory process of causing any chronic conditions like psoriasis. When we say eczema, that the skin is not healing, so that is all because of the inflammation in your body, because it's not allowing the good cells to come and work on it. It's not fighting against it. It's causing a lot of bad cellular reaction into your body, but it's not allowing the good ones to come into the place.
Yeah.
So that is inflammation. A lot of time when the digestion is not good can also be a cause of inflammation. A lot of times there are other skin conditions can happen where your skin is very red and inflamed. It's inflammation onto the skin.
So inflammation, I think, is something that people should actually try and figure out,
Yeah.
because I think it is happening to all of us considering today's lifestyle
Yes.
and diet.
Yes.
I think that is something which we need to figure out to start working on ourselves
Yes.
also. Also, Dr. Urvi, we have heard a lot of things on social media. There's glass skin, like a Korean
Yeah.
glass skin concept that is coming in. People are applying, Indians are applying it on their skin, trying to work
Yes.
it out.
Yes.
What is it? What is glass skin?
Okay. Pranav, there is nothing called as glass skin. When we talk about the Korean skin, there's genetically the skin is like that.
Yeah.
So the difference between Indian and Korean skin. We are not them, they are not us.
Yes.
First. Second, the genetic component is very different. Thirdly, the weather is very different.
Yeah.
In India, we are surrounded by hot, humid, cold, all this. They are mainly on the humid side and a little colder side. We, as Indian skin, we tan a lot because of the UV zone radiations.
Yes.
They don't tan a lot, they burn a lot on their skin.
Yeah.
Also, we are more pigmented skin. They are not a very pigmented skin. They are thin skin. We are thicker skin. Now that's our genotype and phenotype, and that is there. Now also we need to understand, for them to use the Korean skincare is fine because they will benefit from it. We using a Korean skincare is not benefiting us from it. Our pH balance is very different than them. They work more on hydration. We do not work more on hydration. Also, I was in Korea last year, and their skin trends and beauty, the importance that they give is way higher than us. They start the skin routines and they start the treatments onto the skin much earlier as compared to us. Okay, so it's a very achievable goal for them. I have seen in a plastic surgeon's office where there was a patient and they give blepharoplasty. That means there is an under eye and this bag surgery as a gift for their wedding. The parents give a gift. So it's that advanced in Korea. In India, we don't do all that. So it's a long difference and a long shot. We are at least 10 years behind by understanding that. But also, the hype of the Korean skincare product doesn't work on us. It's all the influencer marketing and other marketing gimmicks, but it doesn't work on our skin.
It's like wrongly placed. Like we're using it in a wrong place.
We are very. There is an entire street in Korea which sells face mask and face sheets like a vegetable.
Wow.
But it's not in India. We don't use it. Plus, it's a very temporary version. It's not going to help you. It's just a temporary relief, and you can make your skin look a little glowy and better for like 10 hours or so, but not more than that.
So we're not looking at the fundamental repair or development of skin.
Yes,
we're looking on a very superficial, short-term fix, and then maybe just keep on repeating it.
Yeah. So, Pranav, one thing I would really like to emphasize is, when we talk about skin, I have seen people coming to my office and say, I just need to fix my face. I don't like my lips. I don't like my cheeks. I don't like my lines. But from this to below, the skin is the largest organ of your body. They don't take care of it. It's just the face. Because that's the only thing that is out there.
We're living in a display world.
Yes.
So I think in that display world, plus I think I'm sure you must be also seeing a lot of teenagers having a lot of stress of looking good. I think that stress of looking good is itself the backfire.
The major. So the stress of looking good, you're doing so many things onto your skin and adding on to more stress. The stress can also trigger hair loss. The stress can also trigger acne. The stress can also lead to dry and flaky skin.
Absolutely.
But that has not been taken care of. I've seen in my practice where a teenage comes and they will. I would ask them to lose some weight and get better because of the PCOS. But that's like, okay, you're body shaming me.
They get offended.
Just get my acne treated.
So I think, I don't know how this is growing up, but people are starting to see doctors as just what I've asked you to
Yeah.
do, just do that. Don't tell me anything extra.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is in general attitude which is
Yes.
showing up now.
Yeah.
Like if a doctor tells someone कि आपको weight कम करना पड़ेगा, is offensive for people right now.
Yes. Yes.
And body shaming and all these
Yes.
things have become a term which they can use as a thing to like
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
get back to you. कि
Yeah.
how can you even say that?
I genuinely don't understand that if we are telling you at a point because it is triggering your PCOS, you're at least plus 10 kgs
Yeah.
overweight. And once you fix that, your pigmentation around the neck, your pigmentation, acanthosis is a condition which develops because of the weight gain. So rather than just treating it with the creams and lotions and trying to shed the skin off, losing weight, you will not need any creams.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you can lose your weight, focus on your gut and focus on your
Exactly
diet,
that.
you don't need much
Exactly
of
that.
fixing
Yeah.
in your life. I
Yeah.
think that
Yeah.
brings you to the
Yeah.
core of glowing from
Yes,
within.
exactly.
Glowing from within is what glows on the skin. If
Exactly.
you're not glowing from within, you're not glowing on your skin for sure.
The skin is a reflection of your internal body.
Yes, I
It's
think.
an absolute device which
Yeah.
is actually showing your internal health.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will show up on your face if you are sad. See, it's a whole cycle. If you're taking stress, your nerves are not calm. Uh, if your nerves are not calm, your skin is always going to be dull.
Yeah.
If you're happy, you wake up happy, your nerves are calmer, you look better, you go to your mirror and say, okay, today I'm looking nice.
Yeah.
And it's a chain of reaction we don't understand.
And you can see that on the face of monks you meet.
Yes.
Are
Yes.
they doing any skincare?
No.
Mostly no. See the glow they have on their face.
Exactly.
See what glow Dalai Lama has on his face.
Yes.
It is because they're
It's a
happy.
stress-free.
Yeah, he's stress-free. He's not taking unnecessary stress. And plus doctors का I feel पहले it was very nicely strict. मतलब
Yeah.
my father being an ENT surgeon, I know कई बार उनको strictly समझाना पड़ता है patient को
Yeah.
to bring out from that bubble. Every patient has a bubble. कि नहीं मुझे यही चाहिए वो नहीं चाहिए ऐसे नहीं fix करना वैसे fix करना है.
Yeah.
So as a doctor you can be strict and should be strict because it's a profession where you have to break that thought process and bring this person on a
Yes.
track कि आप अब fix करने पे काम करो. You were in a wrong
Yeah.
place. Let me bring you out. And at times you have to be strict for that person to come out. But आज some offend हो जाते हैं.
Pranav, also you see, it's just not dermatologists now. You see cosmetologists, every person is a cosmetologist
Yes,
and
yes,
will
yes.
have something to bring into the table and tell you what to do. So we somehow lose the essence of the whole skin and taking it very seriously because so many things have been recommended by so many people.
Yeah.
You're always you basically get lost in the whole thing
There's
of
too
it.
many advice. Analysis
Yes.
paralysis is happening.
That's the thing.
Doctor, would you tell me about some simple skincare advice for someone as a beginner looking for genuine influence about skin?
Okay, the only thing that I would want to focus is cleanser.
Okay.
Use a good cleanser. It's important because now we see a lot of pollution. We are breathing into it. We just put our face out and we are polluted. There's so much construction going on and all of that. A good cleanser will really work on your skin.
Okay.
I've seen people not using a cleanser. I've seen they're just using water to wash it. It's not taking out the dirt. It's not cleaning the pores. It's not helping you.
Okay.
So a good cleanser is very important.
Like a scrub.
Scrub maybe just once in a week, but
Okay.
a gentle cleanser, a pH-based balanced cleanser. You can absolutely skip the toner nowadays. So why we skip the toner is these cleansers have the tone
Okay.
because they are pH balanced. What was the job of a toner was to change the pH and get the pores and all of them into a better cleaning effect. Now we don't need it. So just a cleanser, then a moisturizer. You need to nourish and protect the skin. The moment you nourish, the skin is going to give you good benefits around it. You age slower. You keep it hydrated. So moisturizer remains a major part of it. If you have an oily skin, use a gel-based moisturizer.
Okay.
If you have a dry skin, use a cream-based moisturizer that will hydrate better.
Okay. That's very important.
Yes. And then third is protect. Protect is a sunscreen. The moment you use a sunscreen, it will just protect your skin. So just cleansing, nourishing and protecting works the best.
Superb.
So it's the most simple thing to do. It's not a 10-step routine or a 20-step routine. It's just 3 steps. And maybe in the night you can add an active. Active is something that we call of any issues that you have. So if you have a dry skin, you'll add a moisturizer, a further good hydrating moisturizer. If you have an acne prone skin, you'll put some retinoids or something that will treat your acne. If you have a oily skin, you'll use some other actives that can just try to shed the skin off and get a better regeneration of the skin.
Okay.
If you have an aging skin, you'll again use some actives like retinoids or other antioxidants that can help your skin to de-age a little better. So all of that, that's all. There's nothing more to be added on it. When you're applying a lot of layers, it's not penetrating. The lesser layers that you apply, the skin absorbs better, the penetration power is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Superb. I think that's a very correct and a simple advice for
Yeah.
beginners to begin with, and to at least have that foundational setup done for their skin. This takes me on a trajectory of questions, because there's a lot of myth and doubt about sunscreens. Do Indians really need sunscreens? सबको ये doubt लगता है, and a lot of people defend कि नहीं, मुझे नहीं चाहिए, हमारे skin type को नहीं चाहिए. Please elaborate sunscreen.
Do we need sunscreens? Yes.
Okay.
Do we need sunscreens when we are indoors? Yes.
Okay.
Do we need sunscreens when we are old? Yes. So when we talk about sunscreens, what does a sunscreen mean? It's screening the skin. So it's just helping the sun rays to deflect.
Okay.
Okay. It's not allowing the rays to penetrate into your skin. Now we have UVA, UVB, and nowadays even UVC because of the ozone depletion that we see. So we are exposed to the radiations. Initially, the sunscreen wasn't that very important kind of a thing because we were living in a different kind of a setup. Nowadays, even the phone light is producing a lot of blue light, especially when in the night. So when we talk about it, when we are seeing the phone, there's a lot of blue light that is happening onto the skin. We don't see the infrared rays, but it's there in a lot of devices and this and that. We also see just the indirect lights happening. We see the indirect lights passing through the glass windows. They are slowly and steadily. It's not a thing that is going to happen today or tomorrow. The damage is going to happen after 10-12 years.
Yes.
So UVA is the aging factor. So if you're exposed to more of UVA radiations, it's basically leading to more of aging factor. So you will see that changes in 10 years later. There are studies that have shown a person who has applied a sunscreen will age better. There are studies that have shown that a person who has not applied a sunscreen will have a lot of fine lines, wrinkles, and the aging happens much faster. There are pigmentation issues and other things. We also see UVB causing cancers.
Okay.
Now, luckily in India, because of our melanin color, it is protecting us. When we talk about skin type 1, which is a very white skin, brown hair, blue eyes, and all of that, they're not very protected with the melanin because the production of melanin is much lesser.
Yes.
So there the skin cancers are much more prominent, but here we have a little lesser, but now we have started seeing it in India as well.
And I think we Indians by default protect ourselves much from the sun because of the tan of the color tone of the skin. We feel कि tan हो जाएगा. हम ज़्यादा sun में जाते ही नहीं है. There are other countries जहाँ पे they do a lot of sunbathing. And they're exposed to a lot of these UV rays.
So Indian skin type is a tanning type. So we tan a lot.
Yes.
But when you see a more fairer skin, they burn a lot.
Yes, they burn.
So there is a difference between both of them. Luckily, because of our melanin and the production and the content of melanin, we are less prone to cancers, but not that we are absolutely saved about it.
But we are less prone, and if we work on normal things which you just mentioned, I think we can be further better. Yeah,
the application of sunscreen should be, see, these days, even if you want to skip more steps, you just apply a moisturizer and a sunscreen. That's all. These days, even if you want to skip a moisturizer, the sunscreen contains moisturizer. There are formulations. You just apply that. But sunscreen is important even in indoors, and sunscreen is important for everyone. Okay. You can start in the children above the age of 5. For children, we use a sunscreen which is mineral based. So when we talk about mineral, there are no chemicals in it. So they are just causing one barrier, which is a superficial barrier, which is not absorbing into the skin. Okay. For the adults, we can use a chemical sunscreen. Chemical sunscreen is something which is absorbed into the skin, and that is how it is reflecting the light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I want to come up to a very important point. Now we have spoken about diet.
Yeah.
I want to speak about water now. What do you
Right.
think is the importance of water when it comes to skin? Because we are talking about
Yeah.
hydration. How does it work? What is the normal intake that you suggest of water for a person?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Water is the most important component. The more hydrated the skin, the better the skin looks. We are all talk about water consumption being the first priority. The 70% of the body cells are water.
Yes.
Okay, so water remains the most important part of it. The more hydrated and more the skin is, it looks much better and glowy and all of that. When we also talk about detoxification, we use more water.
Yes.
Okay, to
Yes.
detoxify, because they take off a lot of toxins and excavate that. So water remains the most important part. I have seen people in my clinics which take IV drip
Oh,
because the consumption is less, the water consumption is less. I don't understand this
that's
criteria.
crazy.
So IV drips is in normal saline or ringer lactate solutions. They're hydrating enough, but just have 2 liters of water that can help you rather than
2
just
liters a
taking
day is fine.
2 to 3 liters is an ideal
Okay.
way of doing it. It depends upon how much toxin production is there in your
Because I think
body.
body weight and all, it
Yeah.
also depends on that.
But I genuinely think taking one IV drip a month is not replenishing your hydration.
Also, is there any water treatment that you suggest? We have ROs, we have aquaguards, people
Yeah.
use water softeners also these
Yeah.
days at home because
Yeah.
it helps with hair fall, I believe. So,
Yeah.
any suggestion on water treatment?
So
Because the water
the
around
water
is not
around
good.
the TDS content is very high. Definitely an issue here. The softeners work, dear. They don't work that. The longevity is not that great, but they definitely help.
Okay.
Also, when we talk about the RO waters, it's practically not possible for us to keep on washing it with the RO water. I say getting an acclimatization towards the things are okay. Using a better sulfate-free shampoo is better.
Okay.
Using a shampoo which is better in maintaining your pH balance is fine. But we cannot be using a lot. I've seen people putting whatnot in water and trying to stabilize the content of it. It actually doesn't work considering the TDS content that we have. It's above and beyond the repair.
Oh.
Yeah.
So there definitely has to be more awareness about the water
Yes.
composition.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then we need to maybe figure out things
Yeah.
that we use
Yeah.
for it or
Yeah.
how we treat our water,
Yeah.
something like
The
that.
softeners work really good. It's just that you have to keep changing it very
Yeah,
frequently
yeah.
because
It's a hassle. It's an added job
yes,
for you.
yes, yes.
But Dr. Urvi, also, it's a very important long-term vision that people are seeing now, and
Yeah.
how what we are talking about is a normal, healthy person, a healthy life,
right.
healthy diet, healthy skin.
Absolutely, yes.
Added things today are people talking about longevity, immortality. What is happening on that front? Like, is cell generation, like,
Yes,
what is happening on this front?
it's going big time now. Initially we were just considering ourselves with a better skin and
Yes.
just the facial changes. Now we are more focusing on longevity.
Yes.
So we are working on exosomes that is coming up into the market. Now exosomes is a cellular transformation
Okay.
where it is trying to regenerate the cells. Okay, they are taken from human placenta.
Okay.
That is at day 0 of the birth.
That is why a lot of
Uh,
people are maybe there's a placenta preservation
Preservation,
happening.
yes, because there is a stem cells.
Yes.
There is also day 0 stem cells.
Oh.
So that is how it is used. We are also looking onto the NAD thing. Now NAD is nicotinamide diamine product. When we talk about nicotinamide, it's acting as an anti-inflammatory again, but it's also helping in cellular regeneration.
Okay.
So we are basically anti-aging. So it's reversing the process of cellular aging.
And how is this done? Can you elaborate
It
more
can
about it?
happen with IV drips these days. There are evidences of supplements, but the bioavailability is not that great. So rather than taking a supplement, an IV drip is better. In India, it's not yet very common and popular but we are moving there. I've also seen longevity centers these days. When we talk about longevity centers, there are equipments and there are therapies like blue light and red light to settle the
Yeah.
inflammation into the body. There are also certain AI driven instruments which are helping you to have that kind of um an exercise routine to your body and all of that, achieving a particular heart rate and all of that, to try and reverse the cellular function of the body. We will be seeing more of it in next 5 years.
I think it's
in
coming. That
India.
is where the next
It's
investment is
it's
going on. I was listening to a podcast recently. This guy is a billionaire.
Yeah.
He's working on not dying. And
Yeah.
he has infused his son's
Yes,
plasma into
plasma.
himself
Yeah,
and his plasma into
and
his
to his father.
father.
I have seen that too.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess yes.
I'm
I have
forgetting
seen
the
that.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that he says, and it looks it's working on him. Like
Yeah,
he's almost he almost looks like his
he's
son.
a 60-year-old,
Yeah.
and his biological age is 34 now.
Yes.
So there are studies, but he's talking about 54 supplements in the morning
Yeah.
and 30 supplements in the night. I guess it's practically impossible for
Yeah.
all of us to follow it.
He's experimenting on himself
Yes,
basically.
yes.
But I think there are people who have this much time and money to spend onto this because they
Yeah.
want to experiment or
Yeah.
they are in general curious to understand immortality.
I get that.
So I think there are more things coming up in the future around this.
There is
for
no
sure.
immortality happening for now, for sure.
Yeah, I think defeating nature is
Not
close to
gonna
impossible.
happen.
It's close to
Yeah.
impossible. Maybe you can delay it, you can make it look better,
Yeah.
but you cannot stop it.
So Pranav, that has actually happened. If you see in the aesthetic journey, we were initially using Botox and fillers to look 5 years younger or 10 years younger. We would achieve that. Now we have made it a certain way. Everybody is looking a very certain way. You know, you have things done on your face and all of that, pillow faces and all of that. Now we are not moving towards that. Now we are moving towards other products which are producing collagen in your body
Yeah.
and trying to have a more natural look onto your face and all of that. After that, we're also moving on the process where we're just not looking at your face. We're also working on your collagen production in the body and getting to more better and at the cellular level and all of that. So we are definitely progressing in the scientific manner of it. But definitely the immortality is not there. But we just need to be more active in our
There have
things,
been a lot
more
of yogis
conscious.
earlier also who have grown, who have looked not their age
Yeah.
earlier also. I think that is where also, I think genetically it is possible to
Yeah.
anti-age. A
Yeah.
lot of yogis do.
Yeah.
They reverse their age, but without much supplements, with a good clean diet, less stress in life. So I think some of it is possible.
Yes.
A lot of
Yes.
it can be triggered also, like these
Yeah.
experimenters are doing
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned collagen, I want you to highlight a bit about collagen. What is it? I personally started it recently. I'm
Yeah.
taking a veg collagen. There are also marine collagen. There are a lot of different types of collagen. I wanted to take marine collagen ethically. थोड़ा सा vegetarian होने की वजह से I switched on to veg collagen. But explain it to me. What is working? I hear veg doesn't work much.
Yes.
So explain collagen to me.
Okay. Now, what is a collagen? Just I'll be talking in a very layman language where we say collagen is the building block. It's if you have a building, something that is holding all the blocks is a collagen.
Yes.
Okay. So it's trying to hold your skin to the muscle and all of that. It is basically because of the collagen.
Okay.
Now, what happens to the collagen is as you age, say you're passing your 30, you're losing 30% of the collagen from the body. So because of that, the drooping starts, the sagging starts, your skin is more loosened, it looks more aging. So that is the role of collagen in your body. Now, what if I say veg collagen doesn't work?
I've heard that. I wanted to know from you.
So there is nothing like a veg collagen. It is the pure source of collagen is derived from the marine collagen. There are 4 types of collagen which actually when you ingest will work on your body and your skin. Also, there is nothing called as collagen serums. It doesn't penetrate into the skin. It's a marketing gimmick.
Oh.
So also when you are drinking collagen, cannot make your skin tighter and all of that. There are other modalities or probable devices that work to increase the collagen stimulation into the body. But just by drinking collagen, you cannot expect it to be the tighter skin.
So what is happening if you drink collagen? How is that helping?
So when you're drinking collagen, the rate of collagen loss from the body is slowing down. So say if you are losing 30% of collagen at 30 and 40% collagen at 40 and 50% collagen at 50, that is going to slow down.
Okay.
Okay, so that it just doesn't go away and all of a sudden you don't look very droopy and all of that. So that is helping. It is building, it is still holding the fort
Oh.
when you're drinking collagen. Also, I've seen people drinking collagen for a month and saying, doctor, I'm not seeing any difference. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
The minimum doses are 6 months to see a prominent change onto the body. It doesn't tighten your face.
It only slows the depletion.
Slows the depletion.
And that's a myth, I think. I think that's a lot of
Yes.
people feel कि collagen
You do
लेंगे,
not
skin
produce
will,
collagen. It's there. It's just slowing down the process of it. And there is nothing called as a vegetarian source or a vegan source of collagen. It is definitely a marine source. There is no other collagen that I have seen that has worked better.
Understood.
Yeah.
One most crucial thing I'll get to now is sleep.
Yeah.
Do you think sleep has a direct correlation with skin?
Sleep has the most correlation with your skin. Now, when we talk, see, we are Indians, okay, so we follow the sunset and the sunrise pattern. Probably the Western culture has influenced us now, but they are influenced with our culture. When we talk about the sleep, there is a melatonin release that happens in your body. The melatonin happens during the sunset.
Yes.
So 2 hours after, while you're sleeping or something like that, basically say around 7 o'clock if you have your dinner and by 9 or 10 you're sleeping, the melatonin is in a rise and it's gonna get you better sleep and all of that. In the morning, after say 6 to 8 hours, there is a cortisol level. So cortisol is a steroid. Basically, what is happening with the cortisol is a stress hormone. So that produces in the morning. So by the time you wake up, the cortisol is at its peak.
Okay.
So whenever this is called as a circadian rhythm. So melatonin as well as cortisol melatonin is helping you to sleep and cortisol is trying to get through the day. But we are absolutely disbalancing it because we are waking up in the night, we are sleeping in the morning hours,
working late night.
There is this US culture and all of
Hustle
that,
culture.
that's what is happening, and it's absolutely going into the toss. And then the patient comes to us and says, okay, this is, but we all are stressed. But then that is where the level of the stress hormone increases into your body, and that is causing a lot of problems into the skin. It's just not the skin. I guess it's all the bodily functions.
It's causing sleep is causing a lot of mental health issues also. And I think skin is, as we discussed, is a report card of a lot of things happening inside you. So I think that is where sleep, जो भी आपकी body में trigger कर रहा होगा, might definitely show on your skin later on.
See, if you're rested well, it's going to show up good on your face. That's as simple as that. So
I think this old school philosophy of sleeping after the sunset, rising with the sunrise
works the best. Works the best. I've seen people having a sleep hygiene that is called as a sleep hygiene routine. It works the best on their skin. They don't land up in doing a lot of things onto your body or your skin to make you look better. As compared to people who are always disrupted. See, you will have dark circles, you will have under eyes, you will have sagging skin, you will look always tired, even if you're sleeping for 9-10 hours in the daytime, because the hormonal changes and the circadian rhythm is not followed.
Basically, we are disrespecting nature.
Yes.
I think that is what is happening.
You're going against it, it is going to show.
How it was designed, we are working against it. And we are expecting better results. I think that is very, very counterintuitive.
You know how what an irony about it, you don't sleep in the night, then you have an under eye, then you come to a dermat and then you fix it with an under eye filler. Hollowness is a different factor where we definitely need to fix it with certain things, but not all of them need it. We need to find the trigger, where the trigger is. Yes. I think that, like you mentioned, the 3-step skincare routine as a simple start. I think these 3 factors that we discussed, the sleep, water, and diet, I think these also remains one of the major factors that help you out. I get that. I think this was a very, very important and a needed discussion that we wanted to do for a long time. Thank you for coming to the podcast. Oh, it was lovely. It was amazing talking to you. Likewise. Thank you so much. Thank you.